Video is to demonstrate the COVID symptoms collector application as part of our mobile computing assignment for this fall 2021. The application should basically measure heart rate and respiratory rate and also collect a variety of symptoms of a patient. Let me go ahead and start sharing the screen and so that I can demonstrate the application and also the code written for the same. Right. So this is the application this is an Android application that is written for the same. I'll go ahead and demonstrate the application to begin with, and then we can have a walkthrough of the code. So here we go. The application starts running. This is the main application. I'm in the main activity, which has the main page with the, and as per the description, it has the camera button, the measure heart rate button, and the heart rate text view to display the heart rate value, the respiratory rate button, and the text view to display the value, the upload signs button to upload the respiratory rate and the heart rate to the database, and the symptoms button, which will take us to the next activity to upload a variety of symptoms. I'll start with the camera button to begin with. So once we click on the camera button, as you can see, it will route us to the next page. And once we click the recording button, it starts recording a video for 45 seconds. Please feel free to skip the next 30 seconds so that you're up to speed. Yeah. Right. So as you see, once the timer of 45 seconds is done, the 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 application prompts us with the discard or save button. Once I click the save button, it will save it to the SD card. I'll quickly demonstrate that once the application activities are done. So the measure heart rate and measure respiratory rate are written over thread. So once I click on that, it will, as I'm using an emulator, given the path. As you can see from here, I've given the path to the CSV breathe file, and similarly for the respiratory rate, for the heart rate, and that is collected using the emulated values. So the respiratory rate that I could achieve is 13, and heart rate usually takes a time of 1 to 2 minutes, and I guess it is running in the background. I'll give it a moment to give the values back to the screen. As you can see, we now have a heart rate value that is displayed on the main screen, and I could achieve a value of 70. And once I click the upload symptoms button, it gives a toast saying the signs are uploaded. I'll have a walkthrough of the database data once the application is done. And once now click on the symptoms button, it will take us to the next activity, which is symptoms logging page as per the description. And here we can give uh, different ratings to different symptoms that are mentioned over here. I can retain the values to I don't have to select few values, and that will set the values to 0. I'll set different kind of values over here. And once I click on the upload symptoms button, as you can see, it says the symptoms are uploaded. That is what is happening all over the application in short. Uh, Let me now quickly go through the files. And SD card here, if you can see, the video that we have recorded just now is up here. And so that is it with the application. Once Let me quickly go through and demonstrate the database. This is a package name that I've given, and underscore under databases, this is the DB file that is generated. I'll click save as and I'll save it to my desktop so that I can view the data using SQLite browser. As you can see, it is downloaded and it says it is available for me. Sorry. So here is the DB file. Once I open the SQLite database, I will click on open database, desktop. This is the DB file that we have. And once we click on browse data, this is the heart rate values that we see. The respiratory rate, I've clicked on the upload science button twice, looks like. So before I have uploaded the values, the initial heart rate value is 0. So the application doesn't have any constraints on this name, so we can have as many values as possible, and as mentioned in the class, it will be used for training data going forward. And we have different values, and the ones that are not selected are retained to 0 values. So this is it with the SQLite values of the application, and that is it with the main application. Coming back to the code for the same, I'll go and shut this down. So right, as you can see, this is the main activity class that is used uh, for uh, for the heart rate. For the heart rate, what we have done is once the heart rate button is clicked, I have created a different heart rate service. So we'll have a new intent that will create an intent object using this service, and we use the start service button. And once it goes to the heart rate service and the on create button, we have created a thread and we have initiated the heart rate value with 0 0.0, as I was mentioning before. We create a file input stream object and a bitmap array list so that all the frames are converted to bitmaps and stored in the list. I've created a metadata retriever object, and using the file input and get set data source, I've set the path, and uh, the indexes, the frames of this image are set. Basically, I've used a try catch block so that the application doesn't hung at any point. And what I've done is because the frame set next to next might have the same set of data, what I've done is, and the application doesn't get hung, I've I've indexed the values up to 1000 and I've incremented by eight frames at a time so that I have different set of bitmap values available. And once I retrieve the bitmap objects, I've added them to the array list and I've saved them. And once this while loop is done under a try catch block, I have the calculate heart rate method, which takes the bitmap array list, which will basically create a list of red color values, which takes an average of red color over all the pixels of the bitmap. So in short, as you can see, this is a so it is iterating over all the objects in the bitmap list. And because the read video is of 1080 into 1920, I've gone through over the pixels, and here as well, just so that the application doesn't get hung, I'm taking 8 pixels. I'm taking I'm skipping 8 pixels in between. I'm getting the values of the pixels in a loop, and I'm getting the color red color value, and I'm adding to the average values. It is 0 to begin with. And once the for loop for that particular bitmap is done, I'll calculate the average value and store it to the red average list. So this red average list will have the red color value of all the bitmaps that I've collected at different frames from the video. And using that and the peak detector, what I've done is from the beginning, I've seen that the values doesn't are between 251 to 254. So there isn't much of a difference between the peak and the lowest value. So all I've done is from the value to begin with, I've calculated a value where it is from 251 to 253, or rather 252 to 254. So the difference between the peak value and the beginning value is 2. That is what I've done, and I've calculated the index for the same, which gives us the heart rate value. So that is how I've calculated the peak value, and that is what is getting displayed. And from the service to send the value back to the database, I've created a local broadcast manager and using this API, I sent a broadcast message with the heart rate value, put in the intent. Once coming back here, our local there is a receiver written for the broadcaster, and once that retrieves the value from the intent, gets the extra value and sets the value with the heart rate value. That is how the heart rate is calculated. Coming to the respiratory value, as you can see, the respiratory value, just to go back, if at all we are not using the emulator, instead of taking the fingertip video, which is used for emulator purpose, I would have been using the video that we just recorded and stored in the mobile phone in the emulator. Coming to the respiratory button, here as well, the same thing. We have a service written down, but as I was mentioning, because we are using an emulator, we are not actually connecting to the accelerometer. But if we are using a mobile phone, we will be invoking this accelerometer service, which will implement the sensor event listener, which will run and extend, fetch the values accordingly. And once it reaches 500 values, I put a stop, so that should be enough for our application. And once everything is done, I'm unrestricting it, and using the same local broadcast manager, I can send the values back to my main activity. So there is a register, there is a local broadcast manager receiver written down for the same, but because we are using an emulator here, we'll not actually use this receiver. Coming back to how it is done in an emulator, we have written down a respiratory rate service class, which is reading the values from the CSV file that is mentioned to be used. Using the CSV reader API, which is added to our dependencies. Sorry. Yeah, right. Here we have added the dependency for our CSV reader. The respiratory rate service uses the CSV reader to get the values from the Excel file and store them in a list. And once we have the list, we calculate that using this method. I'm sorry. Uh, this the values are stored as strings, and so we convert the string values to float values and call our gesture recognition function, which will use the samples to get the zero crossing value, which will be our accelerometer value. I'm sorry, the respiratory rate function, the respiratory rate value. So this is how the respiratory rate is calculated. This is the symptoms activity that we have created. I have used a list layout, and I have used an item adapter so that the list of values and the rating is displayed. And I've used the set on rating bar change listener so that whenever a change is there on the rating, it will be stored into my rating list. And whenever I need to store the applications, I've created a data model class which will have the symptom and value, so that I'm creating objects of this class to upload it to the database. Coming to the SQLite database and how it works, we have used the SQLite database, which extends the SQLite Open Helper. Here is where on the onCreate, we create a table. I'm sorry, while creating the application itself, this is where we give the name of the database. I've instantiated it with my last name, as you can see. And once the object is created, we create the table with description as a text value and the float values as real in the database, and we execute that. And whenever I have to add data, in the sense insert data to the database, all I'm doing is I have a list of data models, which is the symptoms list. And because I'm inserting only 2 values, I can use the content values objects. So using the CV value, I've inserted them just like a hash map, and then use the DB insert one. And once I get the writable database, I'm closing it at the end. So coming to my main activity, whenever whenever the upload science button is clicked, I get the heart rate and the respiratory rate, create the data model list, create a new symptoms DB object, and invoke the add data method, which will insert the data to the database. The same with the symptoms activity. Once the upload symptoms button is created, we get the rating list along with the data in the form of the data model objects, and everything is uploaded to the database using the same functions. Uh, all in all, this is our application. We have our main activity, symptoms activity, the DB helper, which is used for the database, the item adapter for our list view, the respiratory rate service, the heart rate service, and the accelerometer service, which in fact is not actually used because of the emulator version. Uh, that is it. Thank you. Thank you for listening through the entire demo. Thank you.